Students, today we want to discuss what are the characteristics of genetic material. Clear? What should be the character for an ideal genetic material, and which one is better genetic material, DNA or RNA? Clear? And also we will discuss some thing about RNA. Students, at first we will discuss what are the characters of ideal genetic material. So what are the characters of ideal genetic material? Obviously it will be able to replicate, because we know that genetic material should pass from one cell to other. So if it is not able to replicate, then it will not be able to pass from one cell to other during cell division. So it must have a character, that is, it could replicate. That means autocatalytic property. That means it can produce its own self. Number two is it could mutate. Clear? So while replication, or what is mutation? Mutation is the change. Clear? And these genetic material must able to undergo slow change or mutation, because we know that all organisms this evolution process is there. Clear? So evolution process, that means a change. So mutation is one of the tool for the evolution. So genetic material should able to mutate itself. Now next is the stability. Now we know that the characters for a species are more or less constant. Fine minor varieties are there, but more or less constant. So these constant characters are maintained by the stability of the genetic material. If the genetic material is not stable, then we cannot expect to have a constant character in the groups of organisms. Clear? So it should be stable, it should not be highly reactive, and must be chemically structurally stable. So it should be chemically and structurally stable and should not be highly reactive. And another one is that it should be able to express itself according to the Mendelian characters. So it should be able to express itself according to the Mendelian character. Clear? So like we know that tall, short, likewise, so it should be that these characters it will be able to show these characters. It will be able to express itself in forming these characters. So these are the characters of ideal genetic material. Now we will see that whether DNA or RNA, which can be the ideal genetic material. So it is DNA versus RNA. Now, while DNA versus RNA, while we are talking about the replication, both are able to replicate itself. Both DNA and RNA are able to replicate itself. So in that case, both are same. Next is the mutation. Mutation means change. So we know that they have these nitrogen bases, and this nitrogen base can change. So they can change themselves. This nitrogen base, they can change. Instead of one nitrogen base, other nitrogen base can be there and causing a change in the genetic material. So mutation is also applicable for both DNA and RNA. Next, the character is whether they are stable or not. Now, while talking to the stability, we can see the structure of both these DNA and RNA. Clear? In DNA, what we see? In DNA, we see that first of all, we think of the sugar. In DNA, the sugar is deoxyribose sugar. In RNA, the sugar is ribose sugar only. So deoxyribose sugar and ribose sugar. Now what are the changes you see? In deoxyribose sugar, we have hydrogen in this with second carbon, but in ribose sugar we have hydroxyl group with the second carbon. So ribose sugar has two hydroxyl group, and we know that hydroxyl group is the functional reactive group. So ribose sugar has two hydroxyl group, which is functional and reactive, but deoxyribose sugar has only one hydroxyl group. So in context of stability, in structure of sugar, DNA is more stable. So first of all, in case of structure, when we are considering the structure of the sugar, DNA is more stable as because it has only one hydroxyl functional group, so it is less reactive, whereas RNA has two hydroxyl functional group, which makes it more reactive. Next is the nitrogen base. We know that adenine, cytosine, guanine are common for both DNA and RNA. So adenine, cytosine, guanine are common for both DNA and RNA, but the only change is the thymine and uracil. Clear? So only change is the thymine and uracil, and this uracil is unstable. It can change to cytosine and vice versa. So this uracil is comparatively unstable than thymine. So thymine, which is a nitrogen base in the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is much more stable than the uracil, which is a nitrogen base for ribonucleic acid or RNA. So here also DNA has get more marks, so it is stability. And another thing is that in DNA, the nitrogen bases are bound by the hydrogen bonds. Clear? So they are not exposed to, and so they are less unstable than the RNA, where the hydrogen bases are nitrogen bases are exposed. Clear? So there are more chance to change. Clear? Whereas it is here the nitrogen bases are not exposed, they are present inside and they are bounded by the hydrogen bond. So they are less reactive, or less, they will undergo less change, clear, than the exposed nitrogen bases present in the RNA. So in comparison to stability, DNA is more stable than RNA. Clear? And when we are talking about mutation, both of them can mutate, but RNA mutate much faster. We know that RNA viruses mutate much faster. Clear? So rate of mutation, both have the ability to mutate, but the rate of mutation in RNA is much more, quite faster than in case of DNA. So that also causes one instability. Clear? That also causes one instability. Clear? It mutate and evolve faster, whereas DNA undergo changes, but that slow change. So it maintains the characteristics. Clear? It undergo changes. It have the capability to evolve, to change, but that is very slow. Clear? Which with parity with the evolution. But RNA changes very fast, so it also makes it unstable. Unstable. Now next one is the DNA and RNA, the ability to express itself according to the Mendelian characters. Now you can see here DNA how DNA expresses itself. DNA produces RNA by transcription, then RNA, mRNA by transcription, then RNA produces protein by translation, and this protein actually acts as enzyme and actually express itself according to the Mendelian inheritance, Mendelian characters. Clear? And RNA, what happens? RNA, so here we can see that directly DNA cannot express itself. To express itself, DNA has to go through RNA. So somehow, to express itself, to express the genetic information, DNA is somehow dependent on RNA. Clear? Without RNA, DNA cannot express itself. But what about RNA? RNA can express itself, but what happens when this RNA is present in the as a genetic material in certain viruses? We know that when RNA is present as the genetic material in certain viruses, then RNA cannot express itself by its own. It has to undergo reverse transcription. That means it has to produce the DNA. Clear? And then again, this according to the information of DNA, RNA is produced, and then only it can express itself. So RNA, though it's directly involved with the expression or with the protein synthesis, but cannot express itself by its own. It has to take the help of DNA. That means it has to depend on DNA for its expression. So, but RNA is directly involved, clear, in the expression of characters, and is directly produces the proteins. So if we think in such a manner, so for replication, both are able to replicate, clear, though both have autocatalytic property. For mutation, both are able to mutate, but for as a genetic material, this fast evolution is not necessary. It should allow mutation, it should allow the change, but in a slow mode, because otherwise that species, that specific characters of the species will not be retained. Clear? So, and in that case, DNA is more applicable because DNA is able to mutate, but since the nitrogen bases are bound with the hydrogen bonds and they are not exposed, so they mutate comparatively slowly. But in RNA, nitrogen bases are exposed, clear, and they mutate comparatively faster, which makes it unstable and may not retain the specific characters. And another, if you go for the stability of the structure, then DNA has one reactive hydroxyl group, functional group, whereas RNA has two reactive functional hydroxyl group, which make it unstable in comparison to DNA. Another thing is that DNA has thiamine, which is substituted by uracil in RNA. So this uracil is much more reactive, so it also imparts instability to RNA. And another one is that in RNA the nitrogen base are totally exposed, but in DNA the nitrogen bases are bound as a complementary strand, clear, with the complementary strand by the nitrogen bases of the complementary strand by the hydrogen bonds, so they are comparatively stable. And if we go on for the transmission of the Mendelian characters, then we find that DNA cannot directly, obviously, express itself as the Mendelian character. It has to express itself through RNA. So somehow DNA is dependent on RNA for expression of Mendelian characters, but RNA also cannot express itself, clear, without DNA, because RNA, if the genetic material is RNA, then by reverse transcription they produces DNA, and from that DNA, after taking the information, RNA is produced, which then can finally able to express itself. So that also is DNA is regulated by DNA. So taking in view of these four characteristics, clear, we can consider DNA as the better genetic material, or we can conclude that DNA is the better storage for genetic information. Clear? DNA acts as a better storage for genetic information, but since RNA is directly involved with protein synthesis, so it has a specific role in transmission of the genetic information. Clear? So DNA is a better storage for genetic information, but since RNA is directly involved in the protein synthesis, and so it has a significant role in transmission of genetic information. Next, we want to discuss certain characters of RNA. Now, already we have discussed earlier the structure of RNA. So, we know that RNA is the first regulatory chemical that evolved at the time of the origin of life. At first, genetic material was not DNA. It was actually the RNA. Clear? At first, the genetic material was RNA, not the DNA. And in early forms, the genetic material, and not only RNA was the genetic material, since it is reactive also, it not only acts as a genetic material, since it is reactive also, it acts as a biocatalyst also. So at first, RNA was the genetic material as well as biocatalyst. Clear? And even today we know that metabolic machinery, that synthesis of protein, revolves around the RNA. Evolution of RNA has occurred, chemical occurred at a time of the environment was full of hazardous radiation. Clear? At that time there were electric storms, torrential showers, volcanoes, earthquake. So it functioned well because of its highly reactive nature. Clear? But with the formation of new chemicals, however, as the environment stabilized, stable regulatory chemicals were required. RNA got modified and replaced by DNA. So what are the types of RNA? Let us discuss the types. We'll see that there are basically three types of RNA, that is tRNA or transfer RNA. It is small RNA, clear, and it is also called soluble RNA because it is only has 4S value and very small RNA, and it helps in taking it carries the amino acids, clear, from the cellular pool to the site of protein synthesis. The function, it is called transfer RNA. It is very small, it is soluble, and its function is to carry the amino acids from the cellular pool to the site of the protein synthesis. Another RNA is the mRNA or messenger RNA. It is called messenger RNA, you can see here. It is called messenger RNA because it takes the messages from the DNA to the site of protein synthesis. So messages from the DNA is carried to the site of protein synthesis. Clear? That is, the DNA is present in the nucleus and protein synthesis occurs in the cytoplasm. So the messages or information from the DNA to the site, from the nucleus to the site of protein synthesis, that is in the cytoplasm, is carried by messenger mRNA. So it is called messenger RNA or mRNA. It is a long and constitute only 5% of the total RNA. Clear? Long constitute about 5% of the total RNA. And another one is the ribosomal RNA. It occurs inside the ribosomes. So ribosomal RNA, which occurs inside the ribosomes, and we know that ribosome provide the site for the protein synthesis. It has two, when it is present in the prokaryote, it has two subunits, 50S and 30S. And when it is present in the eukaryote, it has two subunits, 60S and 40S. Clear? So prokaryotic RNA, ribosomal RNA is clear, has two subunits. So there's prokaryotic ribosome has two subunits, that is 50S and 30S, and eukaryotic ribosome has two subunits, that is 60S and 40S. Now these larger, now if we go on for the types of ribosomal RNA, it is of 4 types. They are 20 according to the, depending on the sedimentation, The ribosomal RNA are of 4 types, that is 28S, 18S, 5.8S and 5S. So according to the sedimentation, ribosomal RNA in eukaryotes are of 4 types. They are 28S, 18S, 5.8S and 5S. Clear? While 28S, 5.8S and 5S occurs in the larger subunit, that is 60S, and 23S, clear? 18S is present in the smaller subunit, that is in the 40S unit of ribosome. So ribosome is in eukaryote, ribosome has 2 subunits, 60S and 40S. The 60S subunit contains the ribosomal RNA which are of 28S, 5.8S and 5S according to their sedimentation. And the smaller subunit 40S subunit contains the ribosomal RNA which is about 18S. Clear? This is according to the sedimentation. In prokaryote, it is roughly about 23S in the largest subunit, clear, and the smaller subunit have 16S along with the 5S. Now, ribosomal RNA constitute the bulk of RNA, that is about 70 to 80% of the total RNA is the ribosomal RNA. Apart from these major 3 types, there are other RNAs also, like genomic RNA, which are present in certain RNA viruses, clear, like human immunodeficiency virus, tobacco mosaic virus. We find the genomic or genetic RNA. And we find small nuclear RNA, which are small, rich in uridine, present in the nucleus, clear, inside the nucleus. We find small cytoplasmic RNA, which are present in the cytoplasm. So these are about the various types of RNA which are present in normal cells. So already we have done the structure of RNA, and now these are the types of RNA which are present commonly in various cells. Now there is another RNA which is formed within the course, clear, that is formed during the formation of the mRNA in the nucleus in the eukaryotic cells. This is hnRNA, or we call it heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Clear? So these are formed in the course of formation of the mRNA, and later on it is modified to form mRNA. So hnRNA can also be considered as a type of RNA in the cell.